Hi everyone, how you all doing? I have to excuse me, I know I've been away for a bit. This is a tough one, I'm not feeling too clever to be honest, but I think it was a chance to share. All of us who are heavily into our fitness, be it through my own personal goals, stronger, fitter, healthier, whether people just want to be more aesthetically pleasing, each to their own. But yeah, it's Tuesday today. Thursday. Last Thursday I woke up and I was feeling a bit crook. I got my session in on legs. So I had my session done and my throat felt really like croaky. And with me, around this time of year, I always normally get some sort of head cold. It's just when the weather jumps from autumn or jumps from summer into autumn, I always end up with some sort of head cold, some sinuses blocked up thing, sore throat jobby. So it was coming on. I was like, oh, it's coming. Nothing I haven't worked through before. That said, I have, I normally ease off the weight with it because breathing's off. So my lift's going to be slightly off. If you can't breathe, there's a problem with your lift. So yeah. Anyway, I woke up. I went to bed Thursday. Had a really rough night. Kept tossing and turning in the night. Couldn't sleep. When I woke up, body felt like I'd been hit by a truck. So again, I was just thinking, it's just some heavy head cold thing. And again, I was contemplating it. I was thinking, I had my room set up for my pressing day, and no, I couldn't do it. I couldn't realistically, safely lift anything. And yeah, so that was Friday, and I felt really bad. I was really tired. I had work that day. It was a shorter shift. It was a 8-hour shift, which is nicer than a 12-hour shift. So I went into work, and I was sick as a dog, and ploughed through it because got to work, got to earn money, and yeah, it just felt really rough. The next day, my son had a football match, so it's local to us. This was a home game, so it's local to near where I live. So anyway, we set off in a taxi up there because there's 6 of us in total. There's me, my wife, and 4 kids. We have to pre-book like a 6-seater taxi. Well, you need a 6-seater taxi basically, and I couldn't get one to get us home. And it's only to be fair to it, it's only a couple of mile walk. It's only about a 50-minute walk. I was like, that's all right, we'll walk it. I'd walked my kids back with it before, and nothing to it for me. I don't think my wife was too happy about it, but once we got going, one of my girls. Now, I think it's a mixture of laziness on her part, definitely. Soft touch on my part, definitely. Oh, yeah. My wife like, you shouldn't be carrying her all the time. She should be walking. I'm like, I know. She walks most of the time. She doesn't. Not when I'm there. She wants to be carried. But I did. I carried her sort of like half of the way for the walk. Actually, the worst part of the walk, because it sort of goes down a narrow road and it's all a big uphill. Once we got to the big uphill, I was like, yeah, all right, I'll have to put you down now, darling. And I was absolutely ratted. I was like head cold, because this is definitely a dose of flu. It gives me the gripes a bit when people go, oh, I can't come in, I've got flu-like symptoms. And it's like, well, what's wrong with you? Well, I've got a sore throat and I've got a headache. So you've got a cold. No, I'm sympathetic, but to a degree, because so many people slate off all these blooming illnesses as being more than they are. No, I had the last time I think I had proper flu, and this is in Rovid. This is before Rovid. Yeah, I did have it bad. I could barely walk throughout the night. I was doing nights. I used to cart a load of trolleys on a mechanical machine. I ended up walking off my centre into a display thing, so I could barely stand up. Yeah, that was flu, and that is what I think I managed to pick up. But yeah, when I came back from that walk, it got to a point I was worried I wouldn't be able to finish the walk. Because my missus went on ahead with my youngest, the slightly lazier, but no, she just wants to be carried because she loves me. Daughter and my two boys, they carried on because there was a shop we walked past, and my older daughter was like, "Oh, we get something from the shop." I'd already suggested it, and then she wanted it, so I was like, "Oh, we get something from the shop." So I went there, we walked out there, and every step, it did get a bit. I started getting a bit worried. I was like, I'm not going to be able to walk home at this rate, and kept going through. There was a shortcut that we took. I couldn't get my daughter to walk all the way of the shortcut because a lot of it's secluded over and stuff. So I was like, well, but it gets us up to the bottom. Once we get to like the more secluded bit of this shortcut, we're on the end of our road and it's just down the road then. So I said, yeah, when we get down the road, do that and just tell mummy, daddy's coming, but he's hurting. And yeah, I got home on Saturday. When I got home, and I was crumbled down, and I was absolutely death warmed up, and yeah, I literally couldn't move, could not move, and I had the chills as well. So this was a blooming hot day. I mean, this is UK temperatures anyway. So it was in the 20s. It was in the 2022s. It was hot. It was hot. For England, it was hot. And I had a great big thick hoodie curled up in with me because I had the shivers. I was freezing. I couldn't work none of it out. And my legs were like, had been hit by a train. So I was all like curled up and stuff. And my legs were hurting when I was curling them. So I was straightening my legs. So I was sort of like curled up with my legs out straight. Did look quite awkward. And yeah, absolutely horrible. And then I got really sweaty, so I thought, oh, here come the sweat. So I thought, well, maybe now the chills sort of went. It happened in the case of minutes. Well, the chills are gone. Now I'm sweaty, so I'll have a shower, and maybe that'll be better, and everything will be fine. So I had a shower, felt a little bit fresher, as showers tend to do for you, and went to bed. Wasn't too bad. Hard to get a good temperature. Woke up Sunday, and I was thinking like, oh, well, I'm feeling a bit rough. And I had a 12-hour shift that day. But I don't think it's the wisest of concepts. But my concept in regards to work is, if I can stand, I can work. If I can't stand, then fair enough, I'll go home. But if I can stand on my own 2 feet, I'll get it done. And yeah, that day was horrific. That was a horrific day. It got to around about the 4 o'clock-ish mark. Bear in mind, I started it 7 in the morning, and I work in a cafe. So got to about the 4 o'clock. So I'm on my feet all day, So got to the 4 o'clock mark, and the bloke I was with, he was like, "You all right? You all right, Paul?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. I can't move." So he was like, "I'll go sit down for 5 minutes," and I took those 5 minutes. But then of course I had to get back up again, finish off the rest of the shift. So yeah, that was horrible. Monday, that was yesterday. Not still horrible. Still horrible. My legs. But what had happened? It's a bit too personal. This one, it's a little bit too toilet involved. But anyway, my lower lumbar, sort of like above your hips, around the glutes action. If you do a deadlift and you stand up, that lower part of your posterior kinetic chain, right there, aches. Really, really aches. And like I say, this is, well, we know it's Tuesday now, and again, same problem. I mean, I picked my daughter up. See, it's weird because I picked her up the other day, and I was able to carry her for a little while, but I couldn't carry her. It got to the point I was like, I have to put you down. Well, he was up in town earlier, and I picked her up, and I was like, God, it was like there's a knife, boom, down in that lower section again. I was like, I can't do it. I took a couple of steps with it, and I was like, sorry, darling, Daddy's going to have to put you down. And I'll get to the point, I am feeling really... Now, I don't want to say depressed, really. For a reason. It's for the same reason when people say they got flu when they've got a heavy head cold. Now, a heavy head cold isn't nice, but it's not flu. Alright? And feeling depressed. I mean, everyone can, but if you know someone who legitimately suffers, as in suffers medically, sort of like across the board, suffers with depression, and they get depressed, and then you see real depression. None of this, oh, I'm having a bad day, business. I mean, true driving yourself's depression. And then you hear other people walking around saying, oh, I just feel depressed because, my football team didn't win, or something like that. And it's like, it's not really depression, is it? So, on the one hand, I want to say I feel a bit depressed. But on the other hand, I'm not sort of trying to, play it up to be more than what other people might take it to be. It's a difficult one. I think it's a difficult one. It depends how serious you take your fitness. Now, maybe if you just like to look pretty with it, you're just driven by the image that you get from it, or you're driven by the social interactions in the gym with other people. Maybe having a unplanned deload week, or a week off training, or a holiday off training, something planned time off training, and you're like, yeah, it's all right, it's all right. For me, it's really not in the moment. Just because I can't see an immediate escape from it. I mean, it's only been 5 days. I'd already told myself I missed 2 days out of last week. I missed my chest press day, and I missed my events day, which is a little bit gutting, but 2 days at the 3 on, I would have worked it around in. But then, of course, Monday came around, and it was like, well, I can't work out. And I'm here today, and I can't work out. And I hate feeling weak. And I hate being weak. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not as strong as, I'm not the strongest person in the world. Obviously, I'm not the strongest person in the world. But I do always like to walk around feeling I'm either the strongest version of myself in the moment, or I'm always progressing to be stronger than I am in the moment. So yeah, to get to the point where I can't pick up my daughter because it hurts too much, it's just that's not me. That's not me at all. Excuse me. So I suppose I'm putting this video out for a bit of maybe therapy to a degree. Anyone else feel how I feel? Struggles how I struggles. Gives me ideas of how they deal with it when they are genuinely too ill to train. physically too ill to train. I mean, I've got to be honest. This could well even be Rovid. Now, I had it twice before, so I'm trying not to make the mountain out of the molehill on this thing. I'm willing to chalk it down to flu, but it's something's wrong. I know that much. So at the moment, I got that pain. I got the pain in me. What's I say? It's literally, it's right on the chain. If you imagine if you stood up with a deadlift, where all that weight is around the bottom area, the top area, the bottom of the spinal rectors, and the bottom there, where the chain meets at the bottom, right on the lower back, because it's actually underneath the lower back. That's the weird thing. I've never had a pain here before. It's somewhere around the hips sort of section, or one sort of section, one hip sort of section. I mean, I don't know. I probably was doing a lot more walking around than I should have done when I was genuinely ill with something worse than what I thought it was. But you know, I'm all, yeah, as you can say, this isn't really a motivational video yet, but I'm working on it. I'll when I can train again, I'm not going to jump straight back into the session that I was running, because I'll be honest, I might be a touch of fear about going anything too heavy after being this ill. So yeah, I'm working up. Well, I mean, it's all just ideas in the works at the moment, but I am thinking of writing up a rebuilding program, because I do think I'm going to have to do that for two reasons, really. First, more than anything else, it's going to be to psychologically get me back in the saddle. Because, like I say, this pain, I've just got this horrible thought in my mind that it's never going to go. And you know, the pains there. I mean, you can work around pains. You can work around niggles. You can quite easily. People do, you know. But yeah, this is a hard one. This is a hard hit. Yeah, off topic. Years ago. This isn't. Well, it's to do with a lot actually. I burnt this hand on a electric gas hob. I leaned on it because I couldn't see the flame. I was always used to gas. And I never normally cooked on the hob I was cooking on this occasion. I never normally cooked on. So I had the hob turned up here that I wasn't cooking with. So I leaned on it to do something and burnt all around there. And it was savage burns. Really savagely burned. And yeah, my hand was wrapped up for about something like 3 months or something like that. It was an incredible length of time, and I couldn't move my hand because of the bandaging, and it took a very long time to get back together with that. I had to relearn the guitar near enough. That was hard for me. It was hard for me. I know that's got nothing to do with fitness, but you know, that is the other passion I've got. And yeah, that was a really hard time. Obviously, I couldn't work out. No, that was a killer of a time for me to go through. So, I mean, I'm hoping this won't be as long like this for as long as it is. I am sure. Give it a few more days, it'll go. Probably. I'm not going to train for the rest of this week either way. I'm going to write up a rebuilding program, which is going to be for people who are in the situation I am currently going to have been in. So if you've been off if you've been off because you have been ill, generally ill as well, not that heavy head cold business, forget that. You know, oh, well, I got a dribbly nose. You can still breathe though, can't you? Yes, then you can lighten the load and work out. Yeah. So yeah, so this rebuilding program is going to be for people who are not just my situation, but millions of others who have found themselves in this situation several times. Maybe you've got Rovid yourself, and you obviously you can't train with it, and I mean, if you get it, I think if you get it badly, like you get like a bad, proper case of flu, then you know how bad it is, you know. And you and it because I feel like it's gone on too long now, you know. Like I say, it's only been 5 days, but it's like, no, it's too long, it's too long. I think what's really hard is it messed up the end of 1 week of training, and now it's taken over a second week of training, and yeah, it's taken a lot from me at the minute, which is why I'm going to start. Because it's one thing I've never looked into. I've never looked into a rebuilding program. I've never thought about it. I've done different programs. I've written up different programs, but all really starting from a relatively strong position. Okay, so whatever my 1 rep max was for, say, this week, I'll start on say 60% of that here, maybe a 50% of that here, and build from there. Well, I don't think I've never gone really light. I've never taken maybe like a couple of weeks and just trained really, really light. Obviously, I've got the same fear that everyone's got. I'll lose all my strength. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I've lost it all now. Well, I certainly haven't got it with me at the moment. So going back in, taking slightly smaller steps into it, is definitely something which I think is more appropriate for me, rather than going straight back into, well, where was I then? I was lifting that weight that week. I will lift that today, because it won't go up. Or maybe it will. Maybe it will. But another good thing about a rebuilding program is if you are feeling psychologically beat up as well as physically beat up, because I am, and this is weird. I don't, like I say, I haven't felt like this before. I felt bad. I felt really grumpy. I felt like really, I want to train. I want to lift weights, sort of thing. But you know, I've known I'll bounce out. But yeah, I haven't felt like this with training for. No, I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Maybe it's this pain in the lowers that I was talking about. Maybe it's that. Maybe that pain's making me think I'll never lock out properly again. If I can never lock out properly again, I can never deadlift again properly. You know, I'll never be able to perform any exercise that requires me to be stood up straight. So yeah, I'm gonna, like I say, I'll get that rebuild. I'm gonna start working on my rebuilding program. When that's up and running, I'll let you all know. If you've taken the time to listen for all of this one, thank you very much. I know it's long. It's gone on a bit longer than I thought. I thought I'd just sit here in blah blah blah. See you later. But no, it's like I said, for me personally, this has almost been like a therapy session. So if you have stayed on and listened, thank you very much. Hop over to the website www.paulhighlifts.co.uk if you are looking for some Well, the brutal honesty part of it is if you're looking for a personal strength coach, fitness instructor person. Those are my qualifications. Strength coach and fitness instructor. Those are my 2 qualifications. If you'd like an online version of either of those, have a look on the website. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, feel free to look through my other videos. You might find something a bit more about me that you find a bit more interesting. And I'm not even asking you to go straight ahead and buy a program. If you do like what you see and you want to know a little bit more about how I could help you, by all means contact me. There's a contact page there. It's got the email. Send me an email. I can email back. We can have a bit of back and forth. And if at the end of it, if at the end all of it, you're like, look, I like you, blah blah blah. I'm not financially in a position to pay for a coach, though. I mean, if that's and you know, I'm nice enough. I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough. You know, that's fine. Wish you all the luck in your well, whatever plans you have for your fitness future. Wherever you want to be competitive, strong man, strong woman. Whether you just want to be, whether you want longevity, whether you want to be strong for longer, which is what I want, which is why this is really hard at the moment. Oh well, hopefully I'll be all fit and fine for next week, because next week's my birthday week, and I want to be training on my birthday. That's on the list. Maybe that's it as well. You know, the birthday's coming up. I'm getting pains in the back that I don't normally get. I've got this cough that won't go. But get your inoculations. I've had all my inoculations. I was hoping I'd be bulletproof to it all by now, but what can you do? Right, yeah, this is nearly going to reach the half-hour mark. So if you have stood with me through all of this up until the half-hour mark, just chuck a comment in saying anything you like, as long as it's nice. If I've been droning on, I hope if you have the fitness passion, you will understand why I've been droning on. And if you don't, now you do. Right, there we go. Well, I've got to go. Right, bring it up for the ending. Keep strong. Oh, let's try that one again. Keep strong. Keep happy. Keep healthy. Oh, God. Oh, I suppose I needed the laugh. Getting close to the tears. Right, that's me. I'm signing off. That's it. Let's try it again with a straight face. Keep strong. Go on. Keep happy. Keep healthy. Ta-da's.